We are exploring. Today the Civilian Conservation Corps Camp Hollis in the Ouachita National Forest, just a couple of miles south of Hollis, Arkansas. Here in the parking area there's an information board that tells you some about the history of the CCC and specifics of the camp here at Hollis. Scenic Highway 7, Arkansas State Highway 7 byway gets you through the Ouachita National Forest. But I'm going to talk more about the CCC now. The CCC was a voluntary public work relief program in the Roosevelt area that operated between 1933 and 1942. It was meant in the Depression at that time to get young men to be employed. Young, unskilled men between the ages of 17 and 28 were in the Corps. Look at that. Here's what looks like a chimney, and the building that this chimney was part of is missing. Site of the Hollis CCC Camp, 1933 to 1941. Here we see the inside part of this chimney. Much of what the CCC did was construction work, and although you may not have heard of them, you've seen construction by the CCC all over the place. The recreation hall was located here at this spot, and that was what this chimney was part of. The Civilian Conservation Corps worked on projects related to the conservation and development of natural resources in rural lands owned by federal, state, and local governments. The officers' quarters. There is not much left of this structure here, but the rocks used in this construction are very typical. Here's a sign missing, maybe to vandalism or just where, so we don't know what that is. The mess hall and the kitchen. Let's walk over there. So much of the work of the CCC was done at parks, at state parks, at local parks, and if you research the history, you will find a local park in your area where the CCC had put work into. And very often it's structures like picnic pavilions that are made of wood, or these big rocks that are typical for the work of the CCC. There's a hole in the ground. I am not sure what this is. Since we're close to the kitchen, maybe this is where the water ran off when they were doing dishes. I'm not sure. As many as 300,000 young men were enlisted at the time, and over the 9 years of its existence, between 1933 and 1942, about 3 million young men had found work in one of the CCC camps in the United States. The men earned $30 a month, which in today's currency is about $580 a month, but they were dressed, they were fed, and many of them had the chance to send money back to their families. I am not sure what this structure is we're looking at here. These steps go down into the ground, and it looks like this building here is semi-subterranean. Maybe they stored explosives here, because some of their tasks required clearing areas like for this camp. And I believe here at Camp Hollis there were 200 to 300 young men working at a time. The enrollment in the Civilian Conservation Corps had advantages for these young men because they not only made money, but also did they have an improved physical condition, heightened morale, and an increased employability due to the experience they had made here at the camp. The barracks were over there, lights out at 10 p.m., but there is nothing left of the barracks. Here on the other side, the bathhouse. We find a foundation here that is remaining, and there's the edges of the foundation where the young men cleaned themselves after a hard day of work. And over there's a hole in the ground where the water ran off. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it.